Hey guys, this is part 8 of the Java game programming tutorial. In this one I'm going to create a PowerUp class, which I'm going to use to sort of level up the player. But before I start, I just want to say that this was supposed to be a basic game tutorial in Java, but I've already covered most of the basics in the first few videos with regards to the game loop and taking keyboard input. I mean, that's all you really need to start a game. The rest of the videos were just ideas, I guess, for you guys to start creating your own stuff. But I will be continuing until I think the game is finished, because I did say that you will have some working game by the end of the series, so feel free to come up with your own stuff, get creative. You don't have to follow exactly what I'm doing. I'm just here to give you guys some ideas. So first thing I'm gonna do is create a PowerUp class. Let's go ahead and create one of those. PowerUp.java. Alright, we're going to do the same thing that we always do. Java star public class PowerUp. And like all of our other classes, we're going to have several fields here. We're going to have the X, we'll set it here, Y. We don't need a DX or DY for this one. Radius is fine. Actually, I'm going to make the PowerUp class a square, that way you can differentiate it from enemies. So enemies are going to be circles, and PowerUps are going to be squares. The reason we don't need a DX or DY is because the PowerUp will only be traveling downward in one direction, so we don't really need those. So let's go ahead with the constructor public PowerUp. Here we're actually going to give it three things, a type, and an X and a Y. So this dot type is type, this dot X is X, and this dot Y is Y. So I forgot to make these private. So we need the type, private int type. Let me just make getters for this real quick. Public double get X, turn X, get Y and R. Okay, they're up, and one more for the type, public int get type, turn type. So I'm going to have different types of PowerUps. I'm probably going to forget what they are, so I'm going to jot them down here. So one is going to be a +1 to life, I guess. Extra life. Type 2 is going to be +1 power. And let's have one more. Let's make this +2 power. That should get us started. So we have 3 different types. Extra life, that should be rare. I don't want this thing popping up all the time. Okay, so like every other class we have, we need an update, and we need a draw. So update is going to be very simple. It's going to be pretty much similar to the bullet class, except that this one is traveling downwards at a slower speed. So this one is actually going to return a boolean if we need to remove it when it gets off screen. So we're going to do y plus equals and some speed, I guess, too. That's fine. We don't really need a speed variable. This thing's just going to go down 2. So that next we need to return false. we have to return true if we're going to remove it, and we remove it if it goes off screen. So if y is greater than GamePanel.height plus r, then we know that it's off screen and we want to remove it. Draw. Again, I said these were going to be squares. Ooh, color. I need color. Forgot about that. Go back up to fields. Give it a color. So we need different colors for different types. So let's see. Type 1 is life. Well, I guess the regular color for like extra lives would be pink. So we'll make it pink. And if type is 2 or 3, those are just the bullet power-ups, so we'll make these yellow. Cool. Go back down here, g.setColor, and g.fill rectangle this time. We're gonna do int x minus r and int y minus r and 2 times r, 2 times r. And then we're gonna give it a border, so g.setColor, color 1.darker, and we're going to draw instead of fill. And don't forget the stroke, so stroke 3, and reset it to 1 after. Okay, so that's it for PowerUp. Let's actually put that into our game. Go back to Game Panel. We're starting to build up our array list. Now we have an array list for PowerUps. Call that PowerUps. And down here in Run, and then instantiate that PowerUps, new array list, PowerUp. Okay. Now, when do we want PowerUps to drop? Whenever an enemy dies, there has to be a chance that the enemy actually drops a PowerUp. So we're going to go ahead to the code where enemies are dead. Here, check dead enemies in the update. So let's go ahead and do that. Enemy E. So here we're going to check for roll for PowerUp. Or not roll, just chance for PowerUp. So we're going to create a double random value. Math.random, that just gives us a random value between 0 and 1, and we want some chance that a PowerUp will drop. So how do we do this is we use the random value. So let's say if random is less than 0.001, so that's 1 in 1,000 chance, then we can add a new PowerUp to the screen. What PowerUps do we have? We have 1 life, 2 power, 3 power. So 1 in 1,000 chance I think is good for an extra life, so that's 1. And we want it to be at e.getX and e.getY. And we want the other PowerUps, let's say 0.2% or 2% chance. And this one is just going to be, add new PowerUp, add new PowerUp. And this one is going to be 2 or 3. Yeah, let's make it 3, the plus 2. Bullet power. Else, if rand is less than, let's say, this 1 out of 10 extra. This is gonna be the regular PowerUp to e.getY. Cool. So, like everything else, we have to update, enemy update, We did player update, bullet update, enemy update, and now we're going to do power up update. So for in I is 0, I is less than power ups dot size, I plus plus, and power ups dot get I dot update. Ooh, but this is like bullets, remember? With bullets, we had to check if we needed to remove them. So boolean remove is that. If remove, then we're going to get rid of it. PowerUps.remove I and I minus minus. Okay. And we need to draw that. So go down here to game render, draw enemy, draw player, draw bullet, draw enemy, and draw power-ups. So same thing. I is 0, I is less than powerups.size, I plus plus, powerups.get I.draw G. So now we should be getting power-ups. Let's just, what do you call it? Compile and run. Let's see if we get some power-ups. I think I made the probability too small. Oh, there's a power-up right there. Oh, they're really small. I can barely see them. Oh, that's because I didn't set the radius. Okay, so go back to the power-up. Type 1. Type 1 is going to be radius is 3. Type 2 is going to be type 2 is going to be radius of 3, and type 3 is going to be same color yellow, but it's going to be radius of 5. Okay, let's see if we can get some power-ups rolling here. Oh, there's one. Cool. And I can't touch it. That's great. Okay. So, I guess I'm gonna stop it here. I don't really have time to go to the next part. In the next video, I'm going to actually apply those power-ups, the extra life and the bullets. So, yeah, I'll see you in the next one.